It is only the successful performance of your duty that brings you real happiness. Your duty may vary from large, extremely important missions to simple, mundane, and unenviable tasks. All duties must be performed with the same diligence. Thus, whilst a ruler or an administrator must carry out his assigned duty to the best of his ability, the menial worker also must put in his very best into his work. The dialogue between Arjun and Lord Krishna is ostensibly all about the necessity of the battle. However, while explaining the importance of this battle, Lord Krishna goes on to expound the principles that classify all human desires, emotions, and actions. The underlying thought regarding life that establishes life itself is that the soul is neither born nor it does ever die. It is immortal. It emanates from the eternal Almighty, goes through various cycles, and through good deeds returns to its origin. It becomes one with the everlasting, omnipotent, omnipresent, the Almighty. Since we come to this world but for a temporary period, we should harbor no worldly attachments. The world as we see, as we feel, as we experience, including all its worldly objects, is one great Maya. It's an illusion. This is created by God. There is therefore no place in here for any personal ego. Nothing really belongs to anyone. All objects are different manifestations of the vast cosmic energy which keeps on changing form and position. What is seemingly yours today once belonged to somebody else and will soon be transferred to another person. Realizing fully well the illusory nature of the world and one's own transient existence, one should practice detachment. This means that you remain in the present. You take routine actions, carry out all your duties towards your family, community, or state. However, you do not get emotionally attached to any person, object, or position. This is the only path to salvation. This is indeed the best way to live in its full significance. The contentment experienced by a person who practices the principle of detachment is far greater than the person who gets involved. The person who gets involved into trivial, momentary pleasures ends in futility, understanding, realizing the futility of all these things. The Bhagavad Gita is one of the greatest books of knowledge and wisdom regarding human life ever written. It's a myth that Gita is meant for those who opt for sannyas. It would be wrong to infer that reading or study of the book takes you away from life. The fact is that every reading of the book gives you greater insight into various facets of life, particularly the importance of duty. The book comprises a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjun. It takes place at a most inopportune yet strangely befitting time, that is, right when the two armies of Kauravas and Pandavas are at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, ready to fight. Sanjay, through the grace of Saint Shri Ved Vyas Ji, has been blessed with a divine ability to be able to watch the happenings of the battlefield while sitting in the palace. He relates these events to his blind master, King Dhritarashtra. The prime subject of Bhagavad Gita emphasizes the need for all human beings to perform what is expected of them, what is their duty. It becomes explicit that the greatest happiness one can find is experienced through successful performance of duty. Action has been considered as that which no mortal can or should ever avoid. Those who, out of laziness or sheer habitual procrastination, get into vicious cycle of physical inaction are the worst sufferers. They may not be physically carrying out any work, but their mind continues to do so. The mind, when a person is awake, cannot be idle. In fact, it is not even idle when we sleep. We may not be aware of the mind's action during the sleep, but it continues to act. It keeps on thinking, working on one matter or the other. The more you shirk your work and remain idle, the more you get into restive position. That's the story of your mind. This heightened activity does not bring any benefit and only adds to the confusion of mind and inertia to the body. Such a person's mind tends to breed the various negative emotions, fear, jealousy, and greed. The list goes on. Undoubtedly, these base emotions bring misery and sufferance to the bearer. It is only successful performance of your duty that is the crux of the Bhagavad Gita.